overbearing.
No, I can hear you. Hey guys, it's your girl CandiKLynn, and I am sitting with Blaq. Blaq, thank you for joining the show. This is the first episode of Champagne Lifestyle. This show is all about hustle, inspire, play, and pray. Those are the four tenets that I live my life by. And I want guests on here sharing their stories with others about how you hustle, inspire others, play, and pray. Okay?
Okay.
So, for you guys who don't know, I always like to tell personal stories on my show. Blaq and I have done a whole lot of interviews. But I think this is the first one that we're actually like putting out for the people in a timely manner. So, Blaq is little cousin who I've watched from infancy to adulthood, and he's a rapper, and I'm very very supportive in his career, and I thank you for trusting in me to help in your career. So that's my salute to you to get started. Okay.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Okay. So go ahead and take a few minutes and tell the people what do you want them to know about Blaq the artist.
Blaq is. We start with the people's champ. I say that because they stamp me that. I didn't say it myself. Every time I meet somebody, they are just like intrigued by me, my personality, my music. It's like the people really love me, and I appreciate it because the thing is, I'm very, as you can see on my hat, underrated. That's how I feel. That's my company. Like the company I keep around me, we all keep that mindset, and that just means like we're okay with being the underdogs because not everybody is gonna be celebrated or pushed high. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we're in our day-to-day journey, we look at it like, how can I elevate myself and be the best me? That's my motto, and that's Blaq. Like, and when it comes to the music, I just try to give a fresh sound. Like, I never want nobody to say he sounds like so and so, or he stole that from so and so. Like, I'm always like my team would tell you, I will change an idea mid while we in the middle of it to just to make sure everything is different and it's Blaq. Like everybody said, what kind of music you make? What lane do you have? I'm like, nah, I make Black music, and they like Black music. I'm like, what a cute. You know what I'm saying? It's like I make
Blaq
my
music
own
with a
music.
Q.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
And
go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
oh, no, I'm saying, and that's just it.
So Blaq music with a Q is your thing. So for
Yeah.
people that don't know you, there is the EPK for anybody who checks this out. You can hit me up. It's available. You can hit him up. We can get it to you. But you are born Chris Douglas. Tell
Yes.
me three words about Chris Douglas.
Family oriented, trustworthy, and hard worker.
Now give me three words that describes Blaq the artist.
Um, Determined. Um, what's my other word? I like to say about myself. I'm very determined. Um, I think that I'm very what is it, approachable. That's my second one. Like anybody can come talk to me. And my third word would be, I know it's gonna be a little weird, but I would say unpenetrable. When I say that, I mean that word in an aspect of no one can get past like my guard of myself. Like I hold myself to a standard, and no one can come through and make me feel small or make me feel like I don't deserve to be where I'm going or where I'm at.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So this music thing is a journey, right? And
Hmm.
you're in the Dallas music scene, and I put that up because there's a lot that has gone on in the scene in the last 2.5 years. You
Right.
said you're underrated. What
Hmm.
separates you from every other artist in Dallas? Why am I gonna go listen to you?
Because every time I like go harder. Like every time, it's like right when you think, man, I think I heard it all from him. It's like there's a whole nother rock to turn over. Like I show different sides of me, and you can hear it in my music. Like when it comes to the all the work that I've put in, you just hear nothing but progression. It's going up every time. So I just feel like when you got something that's new and a fresh sound, you're always gonna appreciate that, and that's what I feel about myself and my music.
What does your team look like? You said you and your team. You guys, you have the hat on that says underrated. Who is on your team? What is your team made up of, and how is that important for an unsigned artist?
I'm gonna answer that first. It is super important to have a team behind you. You can do things yourself, but it's also gonna be 10 times better if you have like-minded individuals around you that are gonna push you and that are gonna have you going in the right direction. Now, my team, I, I tell people all the time is I got a crazy story about it because actually you introduced me to half of my team. Um, when you took me to Danger Room Studios when I was 16. Introduced me to half my team right there, and they had impact on me, such an impact that from me being 16 to going to college and trying that and coming back home and linking back up with them, that it was like, man, I need these guys because they believe in me, you know. And then that's my I would say Chuck. He's the owner of Danger Room Studios, of course, and he basically, like I said, I ain't have a manager where I could say, "Hey, you my manager," but Chuck would basically wear that hat like every day because he keep me in check, make sure everything's smooth. Like I talk to him at the top of the morning almost every day about something music related. So I'm like, and he don't even want to take the title as a manager. That's the worst part. I'll be like, bro, you basically my manager, but he just like, nah, I just need to get you where you need to be. So the next person, you know what I'm saying? And I can't do nothing but respect him, for that because, like I said, you remember when I was a kid and kept working with a kid. Now I'm grown, and then there's Dre. He's my main producer. He's been working like those first 3 albums was mainly Dre, and he produced everything. And me and him have grown tremendously. And then there's Lawrence, aka Jacory, of course his artist name too. But he was the first one that kind of like when I got back from college, like, nah, you need to do this music thing serious. Then he was the one who was like, we need to go link with Chuck and get everything together. He pushed me into that direction. And then there's my main man, my right hand man, Woo. He's like, that's like my brother. Like I ain't even, and I don't have friends like that. That's one thing about me. Like my family, my friends. So when I met like him, he was like, bro, you the best rapper I ever heard. Like he'll tell you anybody to this day. He's like, you are the best, and he pushed me so much to the point where I ended up pushing him into doing music. And now he an artist, and now he's part of underrated. He's rapping and singing, and it's like when you got a team like that, it's like they just came together like glue. And then when I put all these people in the room, we all vibe the same, we all work together. I'm like, man, that's harmony, and couldn't ask for a better. I couldn't ask for a better situation.
And I think you did something great, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you had Jacory that inspired you, and then you turned around and you inspired Wu, and that's what this show is all about. So there's a question. Although your music is unique and it isn't easily replicable, what artists and sounds inspired you to start your music career?
Mm, that's a good question. Of course, one of the main ones, Tupac. I got him on my wall back here. That's one of my main motivations when it came to music because Tupac was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a lot of great rappers and some of them are my favorite. But Tupac's versatility, ability to talk about anything. He can go from gangster to poetic, talk about his mama, talking about everything. It's like that right there. When you hear that, you like, this is the Michael Jordan of rap right here. You know what I'm saying? Like this man can do it all. Michael Jordan could do it all on the court. And I'm like, this is Tupac. I'm like, he was the first rapper that I ever heard talk about. And of course, when I was born, I mean, I think he died that year I was born, like a month before. So everybody
In
like,
September.
nothing. They're like, nothing about Tupac. I'm like, that's cool and all. That's what we got the internet for. I went back, so I'm like, I'm listening to greatest hits at first. You know what I'm saying? Before I
Mm-hmm.
actually dive into these albums. So I'm hearing him talk about Brenda's got a baby to to Hail Mary, and I'm like, this the same, like this is the same rapper, bro. And it's like when I heard that, that was the thing that made me say, wow, I think I want to do this because that nobody like and nobody no other artist I can honestly say I don't think no other artist has ever been like that. Like
Okay.
none. I mean, we could say Drake maybe, but Tupac. And
Okay.
then my second one, I mean, because I got a two part. My second
Okay.
one and this generation would be West Side Gun. Now a lot of people don't know him, but he's from Buffalo.
Okay.
And on the hip
Interesting.
hop scene, if you're on the hip hop scene, you know West Side Gun and Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine. Like they're bringing back that old school hip hop feel, and that's what made me say, wow, that's like falling in love with music again when I heard them because it's like, wow, so it's cool to have bars again. And then they coming from a small city like Buffalo, like I'm from Cedar Hill, so it's a small city, and a lot of people, I'm like, wow, they showed a blueprint of staying down, sticking with your sound. I mean, cause bars and all that stuff is they tell you all the time it's not popping on the radio,
Yeah.
so they made me say, wow, so West Side Gun and Tupac.
Okay. And so you said you're from Cedar Hill, right?
Hmm.
Explain to people, and you said Buffalo, the connection
Yeah,
of how we sometimes get our ties to things that are relatable. Where is
right.
Cedar Hill?
City Hill is on the outskirts of Dallas. It's like what- if I'm driving, it's like 10 minutes away, 15, or if it's traffic for me from downtown and all that. But we're like we're right outside. Like we're in the same everything. Like when it comes to getting mail and all that stuff. Like we all in the same area. We go to the same places. But the thing is, it's like there's always, like you said, there's that disconnect of people saying, where is, like you're not from Dallas because you stay in Cedar Hill, and it's like same thing they say like that. You're not from New York if you're from Buffalo. It's like, what is it, Buffalo, New York? You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like I would say the city, the closest thing right there is Dallas. Like we're on the map right there. So to each his own, but we know
Okay.
how that go.
So Catherine has another. There's a question from Catherine Johns.
Okay.
The inspiration behind your latest album. What is your inspiration? What
Mm.
inspires you?
So my latest album is Black World Order Volume 2 now, coming out in July 29th. But basically,
Aww.
yeah.
Why?
So
Why did you choose
basically,
July? Why did you choose July 29th? I can't skip past that because
it's
I
my
can't.
sister's birthday. It's my sister's birthday. So really, I don't know. People don't pay. Of course, like I said, it's all subliminal with me. Like everything means something. Um, excuse me, had a hiccup. Um, every album that I've dropped has come out on a in a period either on my birthday or my grandma's birthday, my sister's birthday. Like it all every day is a specific day for me when I drop these projects for specific reasons. So side note, so
Okay.
but the inspiration behind the album was definitely like I could talk about both volumes, volume 1 and 2 now, because volume 1 was me saying, hey, I'm interested in different things that you guys probably didn't know about me, because I'm always trying to give my listeners an inside scoop on me, whether it's on my Instagram or it's in real life or it's through my music. So this was my way of kind of saying like, hey, this is another thing I'm into. So I use wrestling thing because I'm like into the like when I was younger, that's what we watched, like Friday and Monday, like that's what we was on. So I'm like, this part of my childhood is part of the thing that shaped me, and that was like one of the main inspirations for it, because it's like, wow, I get to talk about like some rap stuff, throw some wrestling things in there because they kind of correlate. We laugh about it all the time. We say wrestling and in the music industry is kind of the same thing, because you got characters and they fighting for like supremacy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people don't look at it like that, but I'm like, look at it. You take it how you want with it. But it's that exact thing. So and
Okay.
and the second thing, sorry again, the volume 2, I tried to really dive deeper into showing myself. So like a lot of the songs on here talk more about me, my family, just like how I view things. And I don't want to give it away, like I said, but a lot of this you're gonna hear like from the beginning. to the last song. Like it's more me in a wrestling ring with myself in a sense, because that's what I be telling people all the time. So when you hear the album, yes, it has wrestling names and themes, but when you actually listen to it, you're gonna hear, man, he talking about something really real right now. So hopefully, it transitions over.
I like that. So you mentioned that you inspired Wu,
Yeah,
and um, what has that been like now? Like you are you kind of like managing him or mentoring him in the process of getting him into this music game, because this is not an easy game.
right. And it's kind of a little bit of all of that. Like one thing about it, like I'm executive producing Woo's first project. Now, there's no date on it yet because was like I said, it's my boy. He's getting into this lane where he's becoming a perfectionist, like the rest of us, which is perfectly fine because as artists, we hold a lot of stuff back. Like I got a lot of unreleased music, and I told him, I said he hasn't dropped the song officially yet, so I'm really pushing him to drop something so people can hear it. But I'm I'm letting him choose his own path first off. That's the first thing I want him to do because as an artist, you don't want nobody telling you what to do. I mean, unless you want somebody to tell you what to do. But
I
in
learned
most
that from
cases,
you.
unless, unless I mean, because at the end of the day, you're gonna do exactly what you want to do, what you feel is right,
Right.
as you should, because you're not a slave. You're your own, you're your own boss. So that's one thing I always tell him because I'm like you said, I went through it, but it's not in a negative light. It's like I just have different views and thoughts on things, and I feel like this is my world to express it. My music, this is me, where I can be 100% me and have no backlash. And that's
Right.
why I always tell him that because one thing about him, he's like that already. Like he says whatever on his mind, all that stuff. So I tell him if I say, "Hey, we don't like that," he like, so I like cool. You know what I'm saying?
I
Do
can
do
I can
you?
I can see that from Wu. I can see that from Wu.
Exactly. And it's like when you got somebody that's like free will, like I tell him, I wouldn't even be mine if you go further than me, bro, because you're gonna go as far as your gas take you. You know what I'm saying?
I
So and
like
that's
that.
what I tell him every time. You're gonna go as fast as your gas take you. So my boy is coming. Like I told him, underrated records. We got some stuff coming.
So you're
So
also building a label.
basically, everything that comes through us is gonna be coming through underrated records. Yeah.
Okay.
But and
And
right now it ain't even nothing too big. Like, cause I'm not even gonna be like, yeah, we looking for artists. It's the home team first. We starting it out, and then if things start going, in a good direction, we'll see what comes from there.
okay. So we got to talk about we can get serious and we talk about all the music. But
Mm-hmm.
what about when you relax? Where is your favorite place to vacation? What's been your favorite
Vacation.
vacation so far?
California. As of lately, because we've been going a
California.
lot. California. Can I tell you why?
Yes, I'm interested.
I'm finna tell you why. California is like when I came out there and I stayed on that patio and I was out there with my friends having a good time. We did some music, of course, but it was the moments where it's like, dang, bro, we could do this every day at the right, you know what I'm saying, with the right mixture, of everything, success and all that. I'm like, we could do this, but California for me, it was like honestly, I love going out there. It's so much to discover. It's so much to see, and the thing is, like, I've been multiple times, but like I tell them, every time I go, I see something different. I like Florida. I like New York. But I said something about California. It's like the air different out there. It make you feel like, this world, because it's Hollywood and all this stuff is out there. It's like it's attractive. But that's definitely one of my favorite vacation places for sure.
Explain Florida. You see my face? I hate Florida.
Oh, Florida was
What
great
about
too.
Florida?
Oh my God. Well, we
What
like
part of
Florida
Florida
for
too?
Miami, the most populated part, but I also like Disney World. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm a big kid. I like Disney World. I want to go back because it's like, nah, don't even be like that.
I
Disney
hate
World
Disney
hard.
World.
You
I hate
tripping?
Disney
Disney
World.
World hard? Like what? Why?
I don't like I guess because I didn't grow up really big into Disney like that.
I got you. I
Um
got you. I got
I,
you.
I
We
don't
was
know. I
Disney
just
Channel
never.
kids.
Yeah,
We
I
was.
never connected with Disney. Like I've been to
Yeah, yeah,
Disneyland, I've been to
yeah.
Disney World like three
Right.
times
Yeah.
because your grandma loves Disney.
And that's why it rubbed off on us,
So
I
I've
guess, because
gone
I
like
love some
several.
Disney World.
I've gone several times, and
Yeah.
so Disney World is just really not my thing.
You
But it's
burnt out.
interesting.
You just burnt out, I think. I think you just burnt out
I don't know.
because I can go. But I also like we went to yeah, when we went to Miami, and really like that was one of the things that was like another thing. Another time I was out there exploring and seeing, it's different vibes everywhere you go.
It
For
is.
sure, for sure.
It
But I'm gonna tell
is.
you the worst place. The worst place was New York for me. They moved like
Rats.
ants. And I ain't see no rats.
Oh,
See, I
I
wasn't
saw
nowhere.
rats
I know
in
you
the
did.
subway.
I was no. See, we don't
I
go
don't
on
think you were
subways.
with us.
One
I
thing
don't think you
about
were
the
with us when we
I
were in the
wasn't, but I
subway.
heard the story. But one thing about the homies when we be going, they're bougie people, and I love it. Especially Jacory. He's the bougie's king. We will rent a vehicle before we get anywhere in the, and I be happy about it sometimes.
I
But I'm
know
like
where he learned
sometimes
that from.
I do too. We'll talk about that in the next time.
But no, it's crazy because you say that I have a very similar story, and because we are family, we were in Harlem and like the cars. It's just to me, they take too long. I'm ready
Yeah,
to go. I have to sit in
yeah,
traffic, so we
yeah.
get on the subway, and so
Mm-mm.
the subway. I mean, New York is
Stuart
starting.
Little,
Yeah,
Stuart Little, and
Stuart
his
Little is
cousins
on
was
the
down there.
subway, and then like everybody sits on top of each other like this. So I
Nope,
don't know. It
COVID.
explains
What
why
is it?
COVID is so
COVID.
yeah so
Yeah,
big there. So
yeah.
New York, I thought you would have said somewhere else, but New York and
That's the worst. I'm
California.
saying that was the worst for
New
me.
York was the worst. California
But
and Florida are vibes for you.
but Cali the best. And I ain't never had a mimosa. We had bottomless mimosas in Cali, and I rode scooters.
Well, I'll make sure you get a mimosa for breakfast when you come visit.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to backtrack really quick because this question is very important for Josh.
Okay.
Josh says, how do you manage essentially mentoring a young artist while you yourself being an artist on the rise? Great question.
It's easy because I'm on the rise, which means he's seeing everything face like right in his face. Everything that I learned from my mentor Chuck is exactly what I'm doing for him. It's like just passing. It's just like it's like growing up and having a little brother watch you grow up. You know what I'm saying? No, they always say your brother's watching you. It is exactly like that. I go in the studio, I rap, I make songs quick. Woo's like, I want to rap like Chris. I want to make music like Chris. Like, do you see how fast he do it? It's efficient. It's hard. Like you see this? And he was like, I said, he said, how you do it? I said, bro, I freestyle every day for like a year straight while I'm walking my dog. Like if in my downtime, in my head, I'm writing. Like I got notebooks. I can go get one. I can go get one right now. I got three of them. I see them over there in the corner. I'm full of songs that never came out. I promise you, because it's sharpening your pen. It's making yourself better. And like I told him, I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink. Ever since then, if anybody follow Wu on Snapchat, he raps to his phone. And the
Mm.
worst part is, I tell him, stop freestyling on my Snapchat. I tell him all the time, I don't want to see you freestyle, bro. Like I tap through his story. It's just like, nope, I already know what he's doing. But it's cool because I'm like, he's trying to get better.
Right.
But the only difference between me and him, I was doing mine in private. He letting the world hear it.
But he may need to save it because they'll steal it. That's the only reason why he needs to like not rap on Snap. Tell him
It just
that's my
he just
one
be it's
suggestion.
just a bunch of freestyles though. I
Yeah.
think he feel like he be like, forget it, it's gone in 24 hours. That's why he
Yeah.
do it on Snap too.
But that means he can get better though. So I like that. So that means you have
and
encouraged
I've
him.
and I've heard him get better, and that's why I told him like in a matter of months he just started. Like
Interesting.
I had him on my Love and Hip. I said Love and Hip Hop. I'm tripping.
I'm like, you got a
Love.
show in Dallas. I don't know you on Love and Hip Hop in Dallas.
Nah,
Oh,
nah, nah. I'm tripping. That's what. Believe it or not, that was the name of the R&B album before we changed it to After the Heartbreak. It was gonna
after
be
the
Love and
heartbreak.
Hip Hop. It was gonna be Love and Hip Hop, but I was like, that's too cheesy. So we called it After the Heartbreak. But
Okay.
that album, Wu is on like 5 or 6 songs, and he's great on it. And like I told him, that was when he first started. Versus what I'm hearing now. Man might, like I said, man's might be, he might be up there with your boy one day.
Well, I'm interested to see Woo because I remember when I met Woo at homecoming.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
just to
he different cat from then.
yeah, oh he is.
Yeah,
He's like he's totally different. So I'm excited
yeah,
about that. So what we're
yeah.
gonna do is we're gonna be ghetto real quick, right? Because I gotta go.
Okay,
I'm missing a part of this, but I'm gonna ask you one final question.
bet.
What has been your greatest faith challenger, and how did you overcome when your faith was being tested? Leave the people with some inspiration.
It's not even music. I'm gonna be real. I'm put. Let me see which hand it. Nope, this one. This man right here, right behind me, right here. My grandfather. My grandfather passed in November of last year. Around that time, my aunt got very sick, as you know. My grandmother was sick. My sisters were sick. I got sick. COVID hit everybody. But my grandfather passed from it. My aunt was very, very, very sick from it. In that moment, I got the numbest I ever been. Like I didn't care about nothing. I was finna quit rapping. I was finna quit rapping. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like I realized depression can hit you in different ways because I didn't realize it was depression. I'm thinking I'm just sad. You know what I'm saying? And in that moment, I was at ground zero. I couldn't write a song. I couldn't. I didn't even want to talk to people. I didn't talk to people really. I just was doing my cycle of my day and coming home. And in that moment, that's when I started realizing I gotta I gotta shake something. Like something gotta shake. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it wasn't. It's funny. It's funny because the thing that shook me out of this was before all this event started happening in October. Someone paid me for a feature, and then I got sick, and then everything else went downhill, and I forgot. And the dude pressed me about it so bad that I was like, I gotta go to the studio because I forgot, about this dude's thing. And he sent me a beat, and I called it the vent, and it never came out. Like I don't know what happened, it just never came out. But I talked about everything that was going on in my head, in my heart, and my mind, and my soul. You know what I'm saying? And that when he heard it, he called me and was like, "Bro, I didn't know all this stuff was going on." You know what I'm saying? He said, I can't, like, me and the cameraman that was going to shoot the video for this, we listened to it, and he said, bro, you can hear the emotion in this man's voice. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I was like, because it was real in that moment. And I still was a little down. And I had to just really, I ain't going to lie to you, prayed a lot. I had to pray a lot and get really in touch with myself and with the man upstairs because the thing is, and everybody don't believe in it. I understand. Like I told him, it's all what you believe in. And I believe he used them people to pull me out of my own. Do you know what I'm saying? It was right on
He
time
did.
because I was out of it. I was done with music. I couldn't write a song. I tell him, I was like, I can't write a song. I've been in the house with my people, taking care of everybody, doing this is. I ain't got no time, and I didn't have the will for it. And in that moment, I feel like he put them people to hit me up because I hadn't heard from him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when that man hit me up, he just the way he was saying something, I was like, bro, let me go to the studio and do this. And that that really helped me. It pulled me out of my hole. And ever since then, I've been okay with it. My aunt came, like my aunt's out the hospital doing good. My granddad, I already know. Like I told him, like after a while, I started realizing like he lived a good life. You know what I'm
He
saying?
did. He did.
Can't argue with God. You can't argue with no situation. Anything. Life is not ours to own. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live your life to the fullest every day. So at the end of the day, that's how I live with my music career now. I do what I want, I do what I please, and I make sure that I'm happy at the end of the day. Because one thing I seen, he was in that casket by himself. Nobody was
Facts.
with him, and nothing was able to be taken with you. So therefore, you need to live your life for you, not for nobody else.
I think that's a perfect message for the people to end that. So we are gonna play a game on here that I actually have a game,
But
but of course I don't have it with me right now. But I remember how to play the game, so I'm gonna make up the rules as I go for the show, and maybe you'll
cool,
come back and do it again. I need you to
cool.
freestyle, okay?
Bet
Um, using 4 words.
Okay.
Okay, your 4 words. We're going to use California since you said you
Cali.
like California. We're going to use Cedar Hill.
Okay.
I said 4 words, right? We're
Yeah.
going to use money
Okay.
and girls. Can you freestyle
Easy.
in 30 seconds using
Go.
those 4 words? I
Let's
don't know.
get it.
Let's make it fun.
Tell
When
me
you're
when you
ready,
ready.
go.
All right. I was in California, chilling just to get a thrill. Then I had to come back home to see the hill, trying to get some money, but I find it funny that these girls on the block are thinking I'm a dummy. They tried to play me, they couldn't save me. I told them if you playing games, then you might erase me. Matter of fact, I got the shock like I got a tasing. They was like, damn, Blaq, you got damn amazing. Stick, make everything shift like a car. I'm a star. Matter of fact, I take a sip like a bar. Oh, that's it. That's all your words. You should
That's
give me more
it.
words.
You use
You
the
should
words.
give me
I know
more.
I should have. We'll have to play it again the next time you come on because, of course,
Yeah,
you and I are out of time. Blaq, I thank you for being the first guest to come on Champagne Lifestyle.
no
Thank
problem.
you for sharing your story. Thank you for being open and vulnerable. And I hope this helps somebody else. Until next time, it's your girl, CandiKLynn, and we out.